Hi, I'm Shan with For Ambition, and welcome to another how-to tutorial. I think every single screen print shop should have one of these. It's a vinyl plotter, and this is the Roland GX24. We got this just a few months ago because we were turning down so many jobs. People wanted, like, well, we only want 5 shirts. Well, we didn't want to have to make a screen, put it on the press just for 5 shirts. So we thought, let's just get a vinyl plotter, and that way we could just offer vinyl transfers with pretty much the almost exact same quality. I mean, it's not quite the same quality, but it gives people something that if they need 5 shirts, they're probably just for a birthday party or bachelorette party or something like that. And how it works is you have rolls of vinyl. I'm going to show you how to load it real quick, but this is a roll of white vinyl. There's the clear side, and then there's the actual vinyl. And right now, usually when you have vinyl up, when you open it up like that, slide it in, you'll hear it kick on. It's kind of tricky at times, but then you just get it in. And then one of the big things is you want to use these wheels and see how this lines up with this line. You want it lined up with this back line. That way it feeds straight. Once you have it straight, lock it down. Actually, I'm sorry. I used a sheet last time, but this one's on a roll and it's wider. I can move this one over to that next spot. So you have these 2 wheels, and those are what feeds it. So lock it in, and when you do that, it automatically says, like, yep, I put the roll in, and it's actually measuring the width. Then I'm going to push all the way back, because that's going to be my starting position. By the way, there's a tiny little knife, and that's what cuts everything. There's a little blade. So, I mean, after a long time, you're going to have to, get a replacement, but they're pretty cheap. One of the other things is the force, about 140, because this is very thin vinyl. So that's basically the force. If you have thicker vinyl, you're going to get more force, but with thin vinyl, 140, we've actually been working really well with this. So force is good. And then, menu. And then origin set. That makes, if you, that's basically, I want to start at this point. If you wanted to start in the middle, you just move the blade over. But if you want to start in the very corner, that's where you always want to start. And origin set, just hold it. Alright, let's go over here to the computer and see our design. Just so you know, these vinyl plotters are better for PCs, but obviously we're all Macs here, and they do have a way you can print everything out of Illustrator with these. So it is kind of tricky to set up at first, but once you get set up, you're good. Alright, we're in Illustrator, and this is going to be our design. With vinyl, you cannot get very detailed. You can't do any distressed. You want very simple designs. I'm not really sure the actual thickness of lines you can get to, but I'm going to explain later. But you have to weed everything, which get all the little vinyls out. Like the middle of D, you're gonna have to pull that out manually. So you want it very simple. You can't do very detailed designs. So this is our design. We're gonna do, it's about 10.2 inches, to like about 10 1/4, which is wide. And I usually don't print out of my design. I make another file, and I know that my vinyl is about 20 inches, so I went ahead and made a document about 19 inches wide. Then I'm gonna go ahead and paste that in. Now remember, it's gonna be flipped, so you do have to flip the design in your file. And then remember how I talked about how we start in the right corner? You want to put all your designs to the corner, and that's where you start. Now another good thing about vinyl is this is how everybody does names and numbers on the back. If you have personalization on your shirts, that's how you do it. You just have all your names and numbers just listed up on that roll. Since this is our only design, that's all we're going to do. Cut Studio plugin, and this is your roll in Cut Studio. I mean, that's basically all it is. And you actually see it. I mean, it's not very good, but you actually see where the lines. That's everything that's going to cut. One of the other things, if you design something in Illustrator that's like overlapped, it's going to cut that part where it overlaps. So you do need to blend it together in Pathfinder, or the appearance or whatever. So that's it. And then this is basically everything does have to be outlines. It can't be just fonts. You have to put in outlines first, and this is a real quick little outlines thing and put everything in outlines real quick. And then you just hit cut, and it'll find your cutter. So the Roland GX24, obviously it's the only one, and hit cut. So if you do a huge run, technically you can just walk away and let this thing come back, and it's all done. That's how quick it is. Then you just use this to kind of feed it all the way down, and you have to kind of like see where your design stops. They actually have this line specifically for cutting off. And also, if you go to do something else, your blade ends where you ended. So if you want to start over, you have to push it back over, and then you set the origin again. But I always like to do this, that way it's all set up for the next one. All right, let's go over here and weed our design. This does get a little tedious, but since this is a simple design, it's pretty quick. I see our design kind of is right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this excess. And then this is your little weed tool. You just start at the corner and slowly just kind of peel away all your excess vinyl. Some vinyl, it really does depend. Sometimes some vinyls way easier, some vinyls, it peels really great. Also depends on your design. Once you get the big chunk out of it, you just kind of get started on whatever you didn't get. This is the Hotronix by Stahls. We just got this not that long ago. First thing I always like to test, see where my, where it's hitting, and this is, your pressure. And actually, my shirt, it's going to be a little higher, so. Actually, sometimes it does. Actually, this is one of the things I've had a problem with this heat press. I'm sorry to say, but this is actually an automatic. It's supposed to lock, not come up. But I've been told that it's this little sensor, so you want to kind of clean that. Even though it's completely clean, I don't know why, but all it does is it's supposed to stick with it like a magnet. I don't know why it's not working. So if I have to give a review of this heat press, I'm actually not that happy. So sorry to say, but heat press is fine. Put it on, and the first thing you do, heat press it to, also, I'm at 4, so I might close down a little bit, but I go ahead and that burns up any, basically almost, irons it to give a fresh, or at that noise I kind of know to lift up. Usually, it would just stay down, you could walk away and it'll come up automatically. Usually I would use a T-square, but I'm just going to eyeball it because I don't feel like running over there, but it's just one shirt just to show you guys how it works. But have it centered and stick it down. And once you put it down, it's stuck on there, and then just heat press it for 10 seconds at 310 degrees. This isn't screen printed, so you don't have to do a cold peel. It's pretty much a hot peel, so you just pull it away. And then you don't have to. It's pretty much good to go there. But sometimes I do like to heat press it again with one of these old Teflon sheets just to seal it even more. There you go. And that is on there. Actually I don't even feel that at all. This is a soft style shirt, so it's fairly thin. It all depends what kind of vinyl you get. Obviously the thicker vinyl you're gonna feel, but this is a very thin vinyl. You cannot pick this off whatsoever. We've tried. We've actually messed up jobs and we've tried to pick them off, but there's no coming off. It seals it on there. It's great for names and numbers in the back, or just one-offs. If someone needs less than 10 pieces, we'll just go ahead and do this real quick. And it's fairly easy. Obviously if you get the same design, you just gang 10 of them up on that file and then print them all at the same time. So, by the way, this is the Good Deeds Project. I'm one of the founders, but check them on the web, thegooddeedsproject.com. It's all about promoting random acts of kindness and doing good deeds in your communities, and just raising awareness and living a positive lifestyle. So check them out too. I'm Shannon. Thanks for tuning in. Check us on the web at forambition.com and let us know what you think. If you have any questions, we love feedback and we'll do our best to answer them.